The church said we must pledge. I'm pledging. And I will pledge by the grace of God, I will get the money and be able to pay. But I always trusted God. I did not even pay for school tourism. When the school tourism, there was a school tour and all of that, the teachers themselves, they will tell me, they say, my child, don't even worry. We will pay for you because we want to go with you. I did not even play sports in school. But the teachers who want to go with me, travel with me to sports meetings, travel with me to everywhere. They say, we cannot go without you. If I tell them I don't want to go, they say, no, we don't care. Even if you don't want to go, we want to go with you. We will pay for you. Don't worry, we'll pay for everything for you. So that is how God started showing me that, hey, I got your back. When I went to university, I was told by my own family, they said to me, you need to take a gap year. You don't have to go to university because we don't have the money, and whatever you're going to study, we don't support it. They say that you can't go. They just make any excuse. And I said, okay. You say I must take a gap year. I said, I'm not taking a gap year. I'm going to study, and I don't know where the money is going to come from, but I know where it's going to come. I remember I asked money from my grandmother. She gave me 200 rand, and I just took a hike. I called one of my friends who was staying in the town where where the university was, and I called him and I said, I'm coming there. When I got there, I got in. I stayed in his house. Then I went to the institution. I found a way how to apply for bursary, how to apply for everything. Before you know it, I had everything. By the time my mother and my family were calling, I already was registered and going to lectures. I was already inside, registered and going to lectures. When I was in the university again, I learned how to be independent. The Lord will provide for me in unexplainable ways. Nobody could explain. They asked themselves, they said, what is the source of this person? What is the source of his money? Where does he get his money from? What is happening? I have no rich uncle, no rich family, nobody to help me. But what I had is God. So while I was in university, I was running meetings that nobody can run independently without a backup on a big ministry. But I was running them alone. I was leading one of the biggest campus ministries as an individual with no organization helping me. I was doing it by myself because I knew God. I knew that God can help a man. Just as a student, I had everything, didn't have to hire nothing. We had our own equipment for preaching, for everything. Just as a student. Like that. God would provide. I could bring men of God from my friends from every country, from Zimbabwe, from Zambia. I could bring them to make revivals. Some of you will know some of the revivals that took place in East London, some of them that took place in Paddy and in different places. I was the one who started some of those revivals. But I won't talk about the people behind them. But I want you to understand something. That God is indeed a man who can bless. He blesses men. He blesses men. I remember, can I testify a little? It's even our last day, so I can testify. Are you fine with me testifying? So, I remember one of my friends, that is a lecturer here in UJ. He's a PhD, and we used to be in the institution together. I won him for the Lord, and I recruited him, and I won him for the Lord. So when I met my wife, I remember I called him and I said, hey, I've met a girl. I think this is the right girl. This is the girl that I'm going to get married to. Like that. So I told him and I said to him, look, hey, I need to marry this girl because I don't have to waste time. I must just marry this girl. So he told me, he said to me, man of God, I know you've always dedicated your life to the Lord. I know that you've been preaching the gospel. So I surely know that probably you don't have money. But I said, but don't worry. The time when you are ready to get married to her, we will donate for you. So he said to me, don't worry, we will donate for you. We will put up the money for you so that you can get married. He said, don't worry, like that. Then I laughed. I said, oh, no problem. And indeed, I didn't have the money for the lobola. If you are from KZN, you know how much these people charge for these things. Like that. So, but I said, I just ignored him, and I knew that, okay, he's a friend, so he's speaking from his heart. But I looked at God. I said, God, you brought this woman here, and I know that you are the one. So her family is looking for money for lobola. So therefore, you are going to give me that money, I know. Family, I tell you, within 3 months, I married my wife in 6 months of meeting her. I married her in 6 months of meeting her. I met her, then 6 months later, I already married her. I proposed on the 2nd month, I think so. I think I proposed on the 2nd month of meeting her. Just 2 months in or 1 month in, I don't remember, but I proposed. She was so scared. She was like, this thing is too fast. Hey, this thing is very fast. She was afraid that, hey, what is happening is like it's too fast. Like that. But I proposed to her, and then immediately, within 6 months, the Lord provided for me. I paid for her. I paid for the things that they want, traditional stuff, loboda, and stuff like that. So, but my uncles and everybody, they said to them, I remember Pastor Stam can tell you because he was there. So Pastor Stam said to me, Prophet, as we were driving back to the Eastern Cape from KZN, your uncle kept on saying in the car that, hey, this man, I don't know where this man gets the money from. He said he doesn't know where this man gets the money from. Like that. He even accused my wife. He said, oh, maybe this woman paid the lobola because she comes back from China. So maybe the woman gave him the money to pay the lobola for herself. Maybe because the woman comes from China. I said, I never received no cent from my wife. She didn't give me nothing. She said, we don't know where this man get the money from. Then I laughed. I said, that is how it is. It's always been like that. While I was in the university, I told my mother, I remember my mother one day, I was telling her, and I said to her, she used to send me a little bit of petty cash in a monthly basis for groceries. So one day I told her, and I said to her, hey, you look, I was writing this exam, and this exam I don't like how it went. Then immediately while I was telling her that, she started saying, it's because you are spending too much time preaching. That is why you didn't do well in that exam. It's because you are spending too much time preaching and reading the Bible. So I said to her, okay, why are you saying that? She said, I just know you are spending too much time preaching. Then I said, oh, maybe you are saying this because you are giving me petty cash for grocery. I said, okay, since you are saying that I'm spending too much time preaching, and probably maybe you are saying I'm wasting your money, then don't send me no money for groceries again. I told her, I said, don't send me no money for groceries again. I don't want it anymore, so that I don't waste your money. I'm continuing to preach. I'm going to continue to preach. When it comes to God, I'm very rebellious. I'm very stubborn about the things of God. So I said, okay, you're accusing me of preaching too much, so at least so that you don't feel like you are losing anything, stop sending me money then. So she stopped. And when she stopped, she thought, maybe I'm going to come back and say, oh, no, please send me. From that day she stopped, I never asked for nothing until today. Until today. Never asked for nothing until today. Because God kept on coming through. God kept on providing. God kept on coming through like that. So when Joe Mattel says that, a man who can explain his success has not been blessed by God. Because when God blesses you, you can't explain. You can't explain. When God blesses you, it becomes unexplainable. Like that. So family, I tell you, that's how I've been all the time. That's how everything, God can send people. God can send people from every walk of life to support a man who stands with him. I tell you, God does it all the time. God does it all the time. You don't have to rob the people. You don't have. That is why when I spoke about it, nobody wanted to hear it, that the musicians must stop charging the house of God. I said, if you are a musician and you are asking the house of God to pay you in order for you to sing and to play, you don't know the blessing of God. You are forbidding yourself of the blessing. Because once you get paid for singing in the church, then the reward from God is finished. You can't get no reward anymore. Because you've already charged the house of God for your singing. You've already charged the house of God to pay you for whatever. So you will never be able to get a reward from God anymore. But when you allow the Spirit of God to lead you, to be the one that is leading you, family, I tell you, there were times we walked by foot to preach the gospel. We walked by foot. We walked. People laughed because our shoes were full of dust. Our shoes were full of dust preaching the gospel. So people laughed. They said, these pastors who are poor, struggling, poor pastors, don't take them serious. You see, people laughed about it. But before, once God started showing up, I remember a drunk man who passed by my house where I used to preach in Middle Drift. A drunk man. When he was passing by, he started making noise. He said, these foreigners are very clever. These foreigners are very clever. When this man came here, he was walking by foot. But look, now he's driving. They know how to make money, these foreigners. And he was passing by my house. Because he thought I was a foreigner, obviously. But he said, these foreigners are very clever. They know how to make money. When he came here, he was walking. He was walking. We know he was walking. But look at him. He's driving now. He's driving. Hey, where does he get the money from? Like that. So, when God blesses, you will know that it is God. You will know that it is God. I tell you every time when I testify to you, and I say to you, when we came to Johannesburg, we only had our bags and a Bible. We didn't even have a couch, not even a sofa, not even a place to stay. We stayed in the hotel for 2 weeks looking for a place. When we came here, we had nothing in our name. We only had our bags, which had few clothes. But we came because we were obeying God. The Lord, when I left them and I said to them, I don't want to take anything, I'm only taking my Bible. I'm only going with my Bible. Because I knew that God is the one who leads a man. I don't know if these are right testimonies for you though. I don't want to tempt you. But I tell you, loving Jesus is the key. Loving Jesus is the key. You know, I always tell people and I say, I don't have any fear of anything because I don't have nothing to lose. That is why I'm dangerous, because I don't have nothing to lose, because I had a time where I didn't have nothing. So I don't mind losing. I don't have nothing to lose. I don't have nothing to lose. So I'm not afraid of anything because I've been in tough situations. I've been in tough times. I don't have attachment to anything. I just love the Lord. So I tell you, family, that you can have the same faith. In the middle of the pandemic, when everyone was crying about financial problems, I tell you, not even one day have I ever slept without food. Not even one day. They said pastors are in trouble because the churches are closed. And I remember I was actually helping many of my fellow servants of God. And I was financing some servants of God, helping them, helping men of God, financing men of God during the pandemic. Why? Because it's unexplainable. Where do I get the money from? It's unexplainable because it's God. He can touch men from the east, from the west, from the north to the south to provide for his servants. The Bible says he raises even the ravens, he raises them for his servants. Imagine a raven